Special thanks to Patreon supporter The Red Deer for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft sci-fi / miscellaneous tutorial. And this tutorial will be going ahead and building the Hughes P-21J Devastator Mk.II. This aircraft was an aircraft that appears in the game Crimson Skies. The Hughes Aviation P-21J Mk.II Devastator outperformed every combat aircraft in speed, armament, and its maneuverability when it was first released. Although it is now dated, it is still used as a fighter bomber where its lack of speed can be overcome by its agility and firepower. So yeah, apparently it's just an aircraft from the game Crimson Skies. I do not know much about it. I've never played Crimson Skies, but I must say that the aircraft is kind of an interesting design. I kind of actually dig it in the color schemes of black, red, and white and stuff like that. Pretty much combining, black, red, and, my favorite colors basically together to create a really nice design overall for it. And I'm actually really happy with the way it came out. This is a Patreon request, so I want to go and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter The Red Deer for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in the description. By pledging a small amount every month, you can help support me directly and keep content and all that stuff coming and everything like that. It's much appreciated to all my Patreon supporters and, pretty cool stuff. So feel free to check out that Patreon page. Link is again down in the description. Anyways, take a look at the build. It's overall a really cool looking aircraft for sure. It's got some really cool color scheme. I mean, I kind of pointed that out earlier, but I really do like it. This was based off basically one model that I saw routinely. So obviously you could probably switch it up and be fine. But I saw this kind of model and this color scheme and stuff like that through a lot of the pictures I was able to find. So anyways, starting off the front here, you got obviously a kind of longer nose here. We got two stabilizers up here in the front. Moving our way back, we have kind of a set of wings here, which kind of look a little bit kind of like an X-wing type deal. They kind of curve out to the sides and stuff like that, but pretty cool. It's got the different wings there. On the back here, it's got like a turbo prop, so kind of a dual I guess propeller type thing. So it's got like 6 of these with basically 2 sets of 3. So pretty interesting. The spin kind of reminds me of like the Wyvern, stuff like that. Basically is what's going on back there. And just some rudders, it looks like, down here on the bottom. And overall, really cool looking aircraft. Definitely something unique and interesting. We'll definitely go get any sci-fi themes or whatever. I don't know how many of you guys are actually working on Crimson Sky maps, but if you're watching this, maybe you're playing the game and think this is a cool aircraft you can build in your world and just enjoy. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer, we'll be going ahead and begin with layer 1. Now, like I do with most of my aircraft, the way I like to structure these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is that I'll do basically half the layer on camera and then leave the other half for you guys to copy over. Since the aircraft is completely symmetrical, whatever we do on one side is going to transfer over to the other side. So it just saves a little bit of time in the tutorial, and it's pretty self-explanatory what to do for yourselves. Anyways, to go ahead and get started here, we need to take a few things into consideration. We need to take in consideration if we want to do a landed version. Now, I do have a landed version of this available, so if you do want to have this thing landed, then you'll be able to easily make use of having that ability to do so. However, if you are having this thing landed, we'll be building this thing as if it's in the air. So we do need to make sure that's a certain height off the ground so that it will properly be able to sit on the ground correctly. And this is very simply by building this first layer right here, one block above the ground. So you can see here that we have the ground level right here. We have a block of space, and then the kind of start here of these, these stabilizers or rudders, basically down there. So something to take into consideration for sure, and make sure that is correct. Anyways, once we have our placement set up, we're going to go and place down a row of 2 of black wool, followed by another brick up, down, stair, whatever direction we want the rear of the aircraft facing. So we're going to have the rear facing that way. We're going to place down another brick stair on this side of the black wool blocks. Over here toward the front, we're going to place down a brick upside down stair coming off this black wool block toward the front of our aircraft. We're then going to place down a stone button on both sides of this first black wool block connected up to this brick stair right here. We then want to go ahead and count out a space of 11 blocks. So you can use some visualization blocks, so like some orange wool to kind of visually show the spacing in between the two kind of vertical stabilizers. But once you have this all counted out and you know what side you want or how far you have the space accurate 11, and you can go ahead and just build the other thing over here on this side. It's exactly the same as that, and again 11 block space in between these right here for the two fins. Once that's done, you can obviously delete your placeholder blocks and everything like that, and you should have these two little pieces here on both ends, which are the tips here of these vertical stabilizers. Anyways, once that's all complete, that is going to do it for layer number 1. With that, let's move on to layer number 2. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer number 2, we're just going to expand upon what we did in layer number 1. So on top of this brick upside down stair, we're going to place down a red wool block, followed by a brick upside down stair coming off that red wool block in the same direction this brick stair is on the bottom here, going toward the front of the aircraft. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 black wool blocks back, followed by a stone button on both sides of this first black wool block, connected up to the red wool block right there. Once you have that all complete, that is going to do it for layer number 2. With that, we can move on to layer number 3. Alrighty guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, we're going to start off by placing down a red wool block on top of this brick stair, followed by one more red wool block back on top of this red wool block from the previous layer. Also going toward the front, we're going to place down a brick upside down stair, come off this red wool block, so you have this kind of staircase or basically kind of cascading pattern right there on the side there. Once that's done, we're going to place down a black wool block back, again like we've been doing, a stone button on both sides like this. We then want to place down another brick stair back, followed by another brick slab like that to go ahead and complete this vertical stabilizer. Now once that's all complete, to the side here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves brick top slabs, or just brick slabs in general. We're going to place down a row 3 of top slabs along the brick upside down stair and these two red wool blocks. Again, make sure that they are top slabs. You do not want them to be half slabs like that. With that complete there, we're going to place down a second row 3. So a second row 3 of nether brick top slabs. And then we're going to place down 2 rows of 2. So we're going to go to this section here, place down 2 rows of 2 like that. So we should get something that kind of looks like this. Again, the red section here facing toward the front of the aircraft, and we're going to obviously do the same thing over there on that side. And once you have both those sides done, you'll be good to go and move on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. Now layer 4 is going to be one of the more longer layers, as we are starting to get a lot of stuff set up here and start to get into the bottom portion here of the fuselage. Anyways, to go ahead and get started with this layer, what we're going to begin with is we're going to begin with by grabbing ourselves some black, red carpet, and we also want to go ahead and get some stone buttons. Now for this, we're going to go ahead and go to these 2 rows of 2 here of nether brick slabs. We're going to place down 2 black carpets on top of them. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of stone buttons on these 2 nether brick top slabs here that are on the, or toward the back section here, toward this rudder. Then on the next 2 rows going forward, we'll place down 2 red carpets going forward like that. Also, on top of this brick stair and this first red wool block, we're going to place down 2 red carpets, and then we're going to place down a black carpet on top of that second red carpet back like that. Once that's done, we can go ahead and grab ourselves some quartz slabs. We're going to place down a row of quartz slabs, so coming off this black carpet right here, we're going to place down a quartz slab, followed by 1, 2, and 3 going forward, so you have a nice row of 4 there. We're then going to place down a nether brick slab coming off this first quartz slab here, and then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves brick slabs and place down 1, 2, and 3 brick slabs going forward. Once that's done, we're going to place down a nether brick top slab that's going to come off of this first brick slab, kind of up and angled going toward the front there. After that, we're going to place down an additional 1, 2, and 3 top slabs coming off that top slab like that going forward. Once that's done, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 nether brick top slabs right along the previous row. We're then going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 nether brick upside down stairs like so. And behind these nether brick upside down stairs, we're going to place down 4 black wool blocks. Now we have these 4 black wool blocks in this space right here, so obviously fill that space in. Going toward the rear here, we're going to place down 2 more black wool blocks. So you can see we have 2 black wool blocks sticking out past these nether brick stairs here. Along those black wool blocks, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair, followed by a nether brick top slab after it. After this black wool block here in the middle, we're going to place down a brick upside down stair, followed by a brick top slab, and we're going to go ahead and leave it like so. Well, we can actually go ahead and place down a birch top slab here on the end there, but we'll be maybe modifying that a little bit later when we get into actually putting the propellers on the back there. Anyways, going toward the front here, we have something a little bit different. So coming off this black wool right here, we're going to place down 1, 2, let me just go ahead and kind of use rotate here to count a little bit easier. We have 10 black wool blocks going forward. So from this black wool block here, we have 10 black wool blocks going forward, another brick upside down stair, and a stone brick top slab like that on the very end here. Now along the side here, after this nether brick upside down stair, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 upside down nether brick stairs going forward. After that, we're going to go ahead and switch to nether brick slabs. We're going to place down 1 and 2 nether brick top slabs going toward the front like that. We want to go ahead and take our nether brick slabs, go ahead and go to the first slab here, and this first nether brick upside down stair. We're going to place down 2 nether brick top slabs like that. Coming off the top slab here toward the front, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off that top slab. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3. So going from the first slab here, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 back, and then the second row of 3, 1, 2, and 3 back. We're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off the side of this nether brick top slab there. So you have something that looks like this from up above. Once that's done, we're going to go and take our nether brick slabs. Again, place down 1 and 2 nether brick top slabs out to the side, and again, an additional 2 out to the side. After that's done, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off this nether brick top slab, and then we're going to go ahead and also place down a end rod coming off this nether brick top slab as well to the side there. Once that's done, here's a bit of a look at what it should look like from up above once you get the air side copied over. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. And just to kind of give you guys a count here, this row of black wool down the middle is going to be 16 blocks long. So that's a good kind of basis there to work off of and make sure that everything is lining up correctly and all that fun stuff. Anyways, again, here's a bit of an aerial view of what it should look like. And so with that done, we can move on to our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, we're going to start off by placing down a polished andesite block on top of this stone brick top slab up here in the front. Coming off this polished andesite block, we're going to place down one more going toward the front, followed by a wither skeleton skull like down the very tip there. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row of what is going to be 9 black wool blocks back from this polished andesite block. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 back. We're then going to place down a row of 3 of red wool blocks, followed by again a row of black wool. This row this time is going to be 7 blocks long, and it should end right here on top of this brick top slab. Once that's all finished, we're going to place down a row of 2 of yellow wool back, and now we can just go ahead and start working our ways out to the side here. So going ahead and going back up to the front, coming off this polished andesite block, this first one right here, we're going to place down a cobblestone wall to the side of it, followed by one more back. We're then going to switch to black wool blocks, place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 black wool blocks. We're then going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 quartz full blocks, followed by 1, 2, and 3 quartz slabs. We then want to switch back to red wool, place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red wool blocks back, followed by 1, 2, and 3 cobblestone walls back as well. So once that's all done there, we can go ahead and continue working our ways out to the side here. We're going to start off by going ahead and going to these stabilizers up here in the front. We're going to place down a kind of checkered pattern here. So red carpet, white carpet, white carpet, red carpet, red carpet, white carpet, white carpet, red carpet, red carpet, white carpet. So there's like that kind of an alternating pattern, kind of a checkerboard type design, and then 2 stone buttons on these 2 stone brick top slabs. Once that's done, going back here to these 2 rows of 4 of nether brick top slabs, we're going to go to the first one, place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 of white carpet, followed by the stone button on the end here. Next one over, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 red carpet and a stone button as well, just like that on it. And with that all done, you're going to take that same design, copy it over to the air side, and with that all complete, that's going to wrap up layer number 5. With that, let's move on to layer number 4. Or sorry, my bad, layer number 6. Before we move right back into layer 6, I want to go ahead and real quickly cover layer 5 real quick. On this yellow wool block here on the end, we actually want to place down a wither skeleton skull. So make sure you go ahead and make that addition there. And once you guys have that all done, you guys can go ahead and move on to layer 6 now. So moving on to layer 6, we're going to go ahead and start off by placing down a stone brick slab on top of this polished andesite block right here. Going back from the stone brick slab, we're going to place down a nether brick stair, followed by a black wool block, followed by a quartz block. After that quartz block, we're going to place down a row of 7 of black wool blocks. We can go ahead and leave a space of 4 left open here to kind of give us space for the cockpit. However, you can choose to fill it in if you want to, but if you want to do some kind of little bit of an interior, you can kind of go ahead and work on that and maybe get something to fit in this space here. But anyways, row of 4 kind of left open here. We're then going to place down a row of 3 of red wool, followed by a brick stair, and it should be on top of this black wool block right here with the cobblestone walls on both sides, so make sure that lines up correctly. Going back from this brick stair, we're going to place down a brick slab, followed by a birchwood slab like that on top of the first yellow wool block like that for the rear. We then want to go ahead and work our ways out to the side. We're going to start off with placing down a wither skeleton skull at kind of a slight, kind of like 30-degree angle like that on this first, or this, this first cobblestone wall, we can call it. We're then going to go ahead and place down a nether brick slab back, followed by a nether brick stair. We then want to place down 2 quartz stairs back, followed by a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 brick stairs back like that. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves some red wool. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 red wool blocks back, followed by 1 and 2 brick stairs, and then we're going to place down a brick slab like this. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and switch to wither skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a wither skeleton skull like this, followed by 1 that's at a 30-degree angle like so. When that's all finished there, we're going to go and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 of nether brick top slabs coming off this row of 4 red wool. We're also going to place down an additional row of 4 of nether brick top slabs coming off of it as well out to the side there. Once that's done, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves an end rod. We're also going to need a dark oak wood fence gate and also a wither skeleton skull. Now going ahead and going to the first row of 4 here of nether brick top slabs, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off this row like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a temporary block, and on the side of this temporary block toward the front, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull. We're going to delete this block, and then in between the skull and the dark oak wood fence gate, we're going to place down an end rod like that to make our first kind of set here of machine guns that will go on both sides. Also, in the space right here, you can see that we have the opening for the cockpit, so you can feel free to try to fit something in there if you want to. Anyways, once that's all complete there, that is going to do it for layer number 6. With that, just copy what we do over here on this side over to the other side like we've been doing, and you guys will be good to go ahead and move on to our next part of the tutorial. Alright guys, so the next part of this tutorial is going to be covering the kind of propellers in the back here. Now the way I structured these, you can see right here, is they're kind of offset. They look pretty good. It's kind of like a hexagonal type of shape. It actually works out pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. The blades are spaced out evenly, and overall came out pretty good. So we're going to be going ahead and building that. So we're going to copy exactly what I did over here. Obviously, if you want to use fence posts or anything else, feel free to go and do so. But I'm just going to be copying exactly what I did over there, block for block. To go ahead and get started here, we're going to go to this cobblestone wall. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 nether brick top slabs out to the side. My bad, this actually be 2 nether brick top slabs, followed by a birchwood slab on the very end there. Now, once that's done, we're going to go and take our black carpets. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 black carpets, so 2 on these nether brick top slabs, and then 1 on this cobblestone wall right here. With that finished, we then want to go ahead and go to the side, and coming off this birchwood slab to the side, we're going to place down a nether brick stair like so. Coming off this nether brick stair, going up at an angle, we're going to place down another nether brick stair that goes up like this. And then also we're going to place down a birchwood stair that goes up, finishing off kind of an angled staircase like that goes up for that. On the bottom here, we're going to go ahead and replace this birchwood slab on the bottom here. We're going to swap this out for a nether brick upside down stair like so. Coming down from the stair, we're going to place down a nether brick stair like so. So it's going to come down the angle. Make sure it's coming in the direction that this one goes in as well. So we're going to have it kind of come off to the left side here. Coming out down on the bottom of the stair, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair like this. And then we're going to place down a birchwood stair that goes down. So you can kind of see the pattern here. Upside down stair, upside down stair, regular stair, kind of going down like so. And that's our first kind of set here, this first kind of propeller. We also have, then have a dual design here, so we have another one after it. So for this one, we're going to kind of flip this one a little bit differently and pretty much put it on. So for this, to get started here, we're going to place down a nether brick stair on top of this yellow wool block. We're going to go ahead and go up by placing down a nether brick upside down stair like this, going up at an angle. On the top of the, or on the bottom of this upside down stair, we're going to place down a nether brick stair. And then going up, we're going to place down a birchwood ups down stair like this, so you can kind of see the pattern we have going here, going up like so. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and go to the left side of this yellow little block. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 nether brick slabs to the side, and then a birchwood slab like that after it. After that is done there, we're going to go ahead and go down from this yellow little block. We're going to go down at an angle here, so nether brick ups down stair. After that, we're going to place down another one, and we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood stair after that. So row of birchwood stairs going down. And in the end, you should have your propellers that look something like this. I think it's a really nice looking design. Obviously, you guys can be the judges of that. If you want to switch up whatever, you can feel free to do so. But definitely from looking at it from the back, it looks absolutely awesome. And from any angle, it looks pretty good. So anyways, that's going to do it there for the propellers. We can now move on to our next layer, layer number 7. Alrighty guys, so going ahead and moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7, what we want to do to begin with is we want to go ahead and go to our black little blocks here. We're going to go back to down the middle, of course. We're going to go ahead and go to the first one and count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we get to the 6th one. On top of the 6th black little block back, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor on top of it, followed by a nether brick slab. After the nether brick slab, we're going to place down 3 light gray stained glass full blocks, followed by a black little block, a nether brick stair, and then a nether brick slab coming off the front of the nether brick stair. Out to the sides here, we're going to go and place down a wither skeleton skull on this brick stair here on both sides. Going back from that, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 light gray stained glass panes, followed by a black stained glass pane as well. Once that's done, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, followed by another wither skeleton skull back at a slight kind of like 30-degree angle there. Going back, so basically symmetrical with the one on the air side there. Moving on to our wings here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some red carpet. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 red carpets on this first row of nether brick top slabs, and we're going to then place down a stone button. And for our next row over, we're going to go and place down again a row of 3 of red carpets, followed by a stone button like that. Once that's finished there, we're going to go and grab ourselves some brick slabs. We're going to go and go to the second carpet back. We're going to place down a brick slab to the side, followed by 1, 2, and basically 2 back. So you have a row of 3 here, followed by another brick slab back like that. Now coming off this brick slab toward the front, we're going to go and place down a dark oak fence gate, like we did before, a random block that we can delete later. Coming off the side of this block, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, and then we're going to place down an end rod in between the dark oak fence post or fence gate and wither skeleton skull like that to create our second and last set of guns on both sides here. Once that's done, we're going to grab ourselves some quartz slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 quartz half slabs to the sides like that. With that done, we're going to grab ourselves some nether brick slabs. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 of nether brick top slabs. Note that there's an indent on the front here, so we have a row of 3. We then want to place down a second row of 3 of nether brick top slabs out to the side. We're then going to place down a row of 2, and the second row of 2 out to the side like that. So looking at it from above, you get something that kind of looks like this. And that's that for layer 7. We're going to go ahead and just wrap up and put layer 8 into this as well, since layer 8 is really simple as well. So to kind of go ahead and go on to layer 8, we're going to need to grab ourselves some iron trapdoors and some red, black, and carpets and some stone buttons. Very simply for this, we're going to go ahead and go to our second and third light gray stained glass full block in the middle there. We're going to place down iron trapdoors on top of them. Going out to the wings here, we're going to take red carpet, place down 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 red carpets on these 2 rows of 3 here, followed by 2 stone buttons on the ends. On the very tips of the wings here, we're just going to place down 2 rows of 2 of black carpet, and we can just do the same thing over here real quick. Pretty simple design. 2 rows of 2 of red carpet, 2 stone buttons, and then 2 rows of 2 of black carpet like that for the tips of the wings. And once you have that done, you pretty much have the in-flight version of the Hughes P-21J Devastator Mk.II. We're going to go ahead and move on to doing the landed version, so if you are interested in having this thing landed, you can have that done as well. But if you're only here for the in-flight version, then you're pretty much good to go with the tutorial. For those of you guys that want to build a landed version, let's go ahead and move on to the landed version and get that built up and wrap up the tutorial. Alrighty guys, so going ahead and move on to the landing gear for this aircraft. To go ahead and make sure everything is correct, we need to make sure that the back vertical stabilizers are 1 block of space from the ground. Very important that we make sure that that is correct. If not, then your build is either too high or too low. you should have, well, obviously we covered that in the beginning of the tutorial, so make sure you adjust the build to make sure that is correct in height off the ground. But anyways, once you're for sure that you're good to go, we can go ahead and put the landing gear on. So for the landing wheel to go ahead and get started here, we're going to need to go ahead and go to our bottom row of Blackwell blocks here. We're going to go ahead and go to the third block back on the very front here. We're starting off with the front wheel, of course. So we have 1, 2, and we have our third block here. We're going to break this block and then place down a stone brick upside down stair in its place. Back from this Blackwell block, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3, or this, back from the stone brick stair, my bad. We're going to break 3 more Blackwell blocks, and inside here, we're going to place the Blackwell blocks in the middle here with some polished andesite blocks like that for the wheel bay where it kind of folds up into the fuselage. Going down from the stone brick upside down stair, we're going to place down a nether brick fence post, followed by an end rod on both sides. We're then going to place down a second nether brick fence post down with a wither skeleton skull coming off this fence post to both sides, kind of connecting up with the end rods like that on both ends. On the very bottom here, this fence post, we're going to place down a stone brick upside down stair, followed by a lever on the back here of it, flicked downwards. On the bottom of the stair, we're going to place down a Blackwell block. On the side of the Blackwell block going toward this lever, we're going to place down another lever like this to connect up on the back here, and then a stone button on both sides of this block of coal. Once that is all finished there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a sign, and we're going to place down a sign here on this nether brick fence post up here on the front. Now behind this fence post, we're going to place down a stone brick upside down stair, followed by a second stone brick stair that kind of goes up in that kind of staircase pattern like this and connects up to the bottom here of the second polished andesite block of that space in the inside there. And that's going to do it for the front wheel. Let's go ahead and move on to the rear wheels. Real quick before we go ahead and move on to the rear landing gear, I want to go ahead and real quickly cover that up here in the front. We are also going to go ahead and go after these end rods, and on the bottom of the tops or bottoms, whatever you want to refer to as of these nether brick stairs, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 nether brick top slabs on the bottom of them, running alongside here as kind of representing the doors that would fold open to allow the wheel to extend outwards, and that's going to go up here only on the front. Anyways, now we can go ahead and move on to the rear wheels. So for this, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and go to this brick slab right here. We're going to place down a nether brick fence post that goes down like this. On the bottom of this nether brick slab, we're going to place down an end rod that goes down. On the bottom of this brick slab right here, we're going to place down a end rod that goes down. We're going to place down another nether brick fence post that goes down like this, like we did in the front, a wither skeleton skull on both ends like this. Up here on the outside, on this nether brick fence post, we're going to place down a sign. This is kind of closest to this vertical stabilizer. With that done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the bottom of this nether brick fence post. We're going to place down a stone brick upside down stair like so. On the back of the stair, we're going to place down a lever that faces downwards, followed by a block of coal on the bottom of the stair. And on the side of the block of the coal, with this lever, we're going to place down another lever on the back of it, flicked upward to connect up to the lever with a stone button on the side of this Blackwell block like that. Lastly, to go ahead and finish this off, we're going to place down a stone brick top slab coming off this nether brick fence post, and we're going to go ahead and go over at an angle, break this nether brick top slab, and place down a stone brick block in its place. Now on the top here, we do need to repair our carpet, so we're going to go ahead and put a red carpet over this stone brick block like that over here on this wing section. So you get something that kind of looks like this. You're going to transfer that same design over to the other side, and you'll have both landing gear complete for the rear. Anyways, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up my design for the Hughes P-21J Mk.II Devastator. We have the both in-flight version and landed version, so hope you guys were able to enjoy both of the builds. Again, a special thanks to Patreon supporter The Red Deer for making this tutorial possible. And if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the description. Anyways, that's going to do it for this tutorial. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys do use this design, do I say you guys give me proper credit for it? This be from a silent build, tweet to my channel, or this video. If this does appear to social media sites, just be sure to get proper credit for the build. That's all I ask for in these tutorials. It helps my channel grow, and it continues to keep me inspired to keep on posting these builds. So as long as you guys give me credit for it, you're free to for projects you guys are working on. And that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.